Okay, everybody, it has been about a year since I've done these videos. I wanted to get back to it. I like to do the winter driving tests on FSD. I did some last year. This was on version 10.69 last winter when I did these tests, and it did not handle well. I had one test actually went kind of like weirdly viral overseas. Not super viral, had like 40,000 views, got published in some article because I said that it basically couldn't handle snow. So we are now on version 11.4.9, and I want to take a trip. We just got good snowfall today, probably about 10 centimeters of snow. The plows haven't been out yet. For the most part, they've probably been out on the main roads, but the residential roads they haven't been out on. It's also quite cold out. The car's reading -17, but I just took it out of the garage. I think it's actually a little colder than that, but we'll see. So I want to start. I'm going to be obviously very cautious with this testing in the winter. The snow, the roads are slick. I know what the car can do. Obviously right now the windshield wipers are freaking out, thinking that there must be some condensation on the cameras there. But I'm gonna be very careful with these drives and just kind of watch what the car can do. I'm starting off in a residential area where the roads haven't been plowed. They've been driven on, so it's compact, but they haven't been plowed yet. So I'm gonna let the car do its thing. I have seen some really good improvements with the versions that have been released since last year. Again, last year I was on 10.69, and now I'm on 11.4. I'm just prior to version 12. We're hoping that's kind of the next release, so I'm gonna do my best to not intervene or take over. I did reset the speed here just because it is slow, so I will be doing that for intervention, is just checking the speed, making sure it's appropriate to conditions. It was only set at 40, but I'm gonna take my time through here. It's a residential area, so no reason to really rush through. Notice right off the bat, I do have the warning on the bottom of the screen. Full self-driving may be degraded, so it knows that it's poor conditions. It is still snowing lightly, and it is cold and icy, so the car is aware of that, and I'll have to pay extra close attention. So thanks for watching. I guess while the car starts to take the drive, I'm just gonna go across to another residential area and let the car get there. But to reintroduce myself, my name is Brad. The car's name is Bruce. Bruce is named after the mechanical Jaws shark in the movie Jaws, obviously. My wife is a big fan of the movie. She's an avid kind of shark fan. So when we got the car, we kind of agreed on that, and I thought it was kind of funny with the similarities with what Musk had done with Tesla, and basically almost driving it to bankruptcy with his vision. Is essentially the same thing. If you read about Spielberg and Bruce, he almost drove the movie to bankruptcy because he had this vision of creating this electronic shark. It was kind of the first of its kind in the movie world to build this big animatronic shark, and he damn well bankrupted them trying to do it, and look how well that did. And I see a lot of similarities, so kind of a fun name. The car's name is Bruce, so on social media you'll notice, yeah, that was a good slip. I got it. So I had to take over there just because the car slipped, and it asked me to take over. So again, I'm right here ready to take over. So that's one disengagement, and we'll see how it does the rest of the time. There was just kind of a snowy turn. It was probably doing a little fast. I had brought the speed back up a little bit, so I put it in that scenario, but I mean that's what it's supposed to do. So it just shows you what happens if it does have. Now, if you notice that the car kept driving, but it told me to take over, so it's not going to just like give up on you and say you're on your own, you get yourself out of this mess. The car will keep driving itself, but if it does lose traction and starts to slip, it will ask you to take over. So yeah, there's another one. I don't know what happened there. It slipped a little bit, but it kind of put us in the middle of the roadway. I'm just going to correct us and turn it back on, and I'm just going to reduce the speed. Again, visibility on the laneways is essentially like you can't see it, and we're right in the middle of the roadway right now. the brights just came on. I want it to correct to the right. It did. I'm hoping if there was oncoming traffic, it would have made that correction. You can tell right now the car's having a hard time. It's turning on the bright lights a lot. It's looking for road markings. It has found them on the map here, and I can open that up so you guys can see it. But we're just kind of going up a hill again. Speed set pretty low. I'm gonna dial it up to about 38 kilometers an hour. But I came out a little later too. Again, I wanted to get out before plows had come out, but also with minimal traffic. Because I know that this software is going to be a little hesitant in the snow and these conditions, so I wanted to have some clear roadways with as little hazard and risk as possible. So should be a pretty quick drive today. I'm not going too far. There is a traffic circle involved in this drive, so we'll see how it handles that. It's one that I generally do myself. We're probably going to slip here again. No, it did pretty good there. It was good, and there was a car on the other side, but it did fine. It wasn't too fast. I'm gonna dial it just back a little bit from 55 down to about 45. It thinks it's 30 right now. This is because there was a crosswalk, and for some reason in Edmonton where there's these crosswalks, it says 30 kilometers when flashing, and you'll see one coming up here on the right. And whenever it sees those signs, it reads them as 30 kilometers and adjusts the speed to 30. So as you can see, I'm gonna keep my hands real close to the steering wheel because it's trying to find the laneway, and generally speaking, we want to be driving in these wheel paths that we see on the kind of in front of us here. The car is a little bit left of that. It is riding on the snow a little bit right now, with its right tire down the wheel paths, but it's veering a little to the center line. And I'm gonna just adjust because there's a car coming here, so I just took over there for a second and adjusted that. So re-engage again. Let the car do this. Now it's okay. It's just getting in another lane. That's okay. That's the right move with this traffic circle ahead, anyways. Now again, you cannot see where the laneways are. The road is covered in snow, and it's doing a pretty good job. It's hugging the center a little more than I would be because I can feel the left tires hitting that ridge of snow that's in the center line. But it's not doing too bad. It still knows there's two lanes here, which is pretty remarkable. Now it's just getting over. So I'm just gonna take over here because this is the traffic circle. I want to be on this side, and in these conditions with a maneuver like this, I'd rather have control myself. I can control the speed and the steering now. So once I get out of this traffic circle, I will re-engage and let the car take over. So here we go. And again, I'm just going to slow that down because that's probably too fast for the conditions. Switching lanes because it's going to make a right-hand turn up here. And again, I just have it going into another residential area just to see how it does in here where there's less. I mean, again, you can't see any laneways out here. The car's finding the curb line nicely. It's a bit of a wide turn. Yeah, it's going to want me to take over there. Again, no worries, I'm here to take over. And I'll re-engage. I drove this road last year in beta 10.69, and similar conditions where I couldn't see the roadway. And up here, it kind of just wanted to drive into this field on the right-hand side. I'm going to slow it right down. It's going a little fast here. This time it actually saw the road and handled the road. So it's taking the turns. Not bad. Some are a little fast, but I had slowed that down. That one did that one okay. So it's doing just fine. I think I have the destination. Yeah, it's around this corner. So I'll let it keep doing its thing. Again, cars on both sides of the roadway, very little visibility. I do have it pretty cautious. Now there's a taxi cab pulling a U-turn here. He got out of my way, but I just want to see how the car handles this. It's doing just fine. Just comes right on through. So visibility as far as the cars go, it can see everything great. It can still see the curb line somehow, and I mean, you really can't see the roadway here at all. But it's doing remarkably better than it did last year. Obviously some slips where it's going to ask you to take over, so it's not, oh, this is my destination. So I'll disengage, I'll pull over, and we'll program another destination and see if we can have some better performance. So let's just let's try and stick in these residential neighborhoods. Let's go down here. So, and I'm gonna wait till this car passes, and then I'll just, looks like I can activate from here, so I'll keep it going, and we'll rip around to the next destination. I'll start it right now to see what it does. Yeah, so it's gonna wait for this car, and away it goes. Perfect. I mean, you can't argue that the system is getting much better. The reason I like to test these conditions, and here we have another car coming, handled it quite nicely, especially with these conditions. But I like to challenge it in these conditions. Like, you know, you can drive around on drive pavement with clear lane markings and everything, like perfect scenario kind of thing. It'll make the odd mistake, but your odds are you're going to get a pretty good drive. So I like to challenge it in construction zones. I like to challenge it in snowy conditions like this, and really see what, you know, I think ultimately on a vision-based system, this obviously is where it's going to struggle. So I want to find out what its capabilities are and limitations in these conditions. I mean, you can just see how snow covered the roads are. Here we have an LRT track in the middle. Yeah, don't go over there. It's hugging the left much more than I like. And there is a curb and an LRT line over there. Okay, this is not, I shouldn't have let it do that. That was a red light on the left turn that it just ran, so that one will make the rounds on social media. But if you go back and look at that, there was a left turn lane which was red, and then the two greens were to go straight. It was supposed to not turn left. So is what that is. That's an LRT crossing. Now there was no LRT trains or anywhere around, so I wanted to see what the car was going to do. But generally speaking, that was where am I going here? Left. Sorry, I'm in control right now, not the car, so I just got to see where my path is going, and then I'll re-engage it. Yeah, that was a critical error, I would call it. You would hope and pray if there was a train there, it would yield to that train, but it did just make an illegal left-hand turn right over an LRT track. So eat it up. I know some of you will, but I mean, that's, I can't state how important it is. Here comes the plows. Look like they're finally coming through. To be alert and be aware of. I mean, these things, they're not released to the public yet. I want to make sure that, I guess that truck's not going to yield to me. Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, this isn't, now it looks like someone had an accident here. Into a tree. I'm going to end the video here because someone may need some help. So I'll catch you guys again.